Hi, my name is Jose, and in this video, I'm going to show you the process of this drawing right here, what I've been working on by myself. This is actually my first YouTube video. Hopefully, you guys like it. It's going to be interesting to see how it's going to be looking at the end. So hopefully you like it, guys. By the way, the section that I just did right now, I'm just recording this after I record how I did it. But hopefully you guys like it, okay? Bye. Well, guys, this is gonna be a long project that I'm starting right now. So hopefully you enjoy with me and you become a part of this journey. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Who doesn't love dragons, right? So let me show you right here. So this is the main character right here. And as you can tell, he's a big dude coming in front of the moon. So also a little one right here. This is actually a latest perspective. The guy's coming behind them. And it's gonna be a bunch of them right here. So later, once I finish a small section that I'm gonna be working on today, especially this one right here. And let me move this right here because I want to keep it clean always, right? Sanitize it. I'm gonna be working on this section right now, and I'm gonna be adding some color to it slowly because I want to make sure that I intensify the color slowly. For example, these ones right here are gonna be, for example, this one and this one are obviously the back of the bone. So the main bones are gonna be these ones and these ones, which actually covered with scales. So we gotta go from the beginning and we gotta mark it. So I use always this blush pink color, which is the one that I use to mark the actual scales. And I actually do it like this, and I mark every single one of them in different directions, right? Because obviously you're gonna wanna do different directions. So this one here is gonna be starting this way. Also this one is gonna be like, it's like a lotus flower kind of, but see what I mean? Like I just mark the actual directions. So I mark them. Doesn't matter, see what I mean? I just go over the lines because things, you need to have depth into it. So of course they can actually be over the lines. It doesn't matter. Remember, those colors are going to be changing as soon as we have more. And then the main line is going to be right here. So I may add a different one also right here. Right? I'm going to put this right here. So what I'm doing, as you may know, I'm going to be cleaning some layers right here. And those layers I'm going to be showing up later. So just a little bit what I think is going to be needed. Okay, remember this is going to be with pink. So this is going to be, of course, going much darker as this section right here, but also way lighter than this section because the light is coming from this way. As soon as I show you in the future what's gonna happen on this side right here, this tree right here, that you may not be able to see it. Let me see it. There's a tree right here on that section. There's gonna be blue, and that tree is gonna be providing the light. And remember also the Milky Way on the back of the dragon right here. The Milky Way is actually bluish, purplish. Also it has a bunch of colors. Now don't mock my English, please. I'm trying right here. And for those of you who speak Spanish, you're welcome to the channel. This is gonna be a beautiful journey, a bunch of colors, fantasy, and this is only the beginning. Sorry that this project right here, I'm just showing you right now as it is, But I'm gonna post before this video a bunch of pictures because I actually now I start recording, so I got this much done already. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean by that. So now I'm gonna do some highlights with this beautiful yellow, okay, which is actually look like a greenish radioactive. I call it the radioactive green because it gives me that feel to it. So I'm gonna go with it, which you know what? Oh shit, see what I mean? Yeah, this Prismacolors, oh shit, they always lose. They always lose the actual. Oh my god, let me get these pencils right. Check it out in a sec. These colors are always losing the point. They're always breaking big things. The waxy colors, as Prismacolors are, they're always gonna be losing there. If you press too hard, which I didn't, it's just my pencil sharpener is actually bad, the blade, so I gotta press really hard against it. So I just break another one right here. And I guess they come with a defect also because some of them they are cracked. Which this set I bought it around 2019, and they keep breaking shit. What the fuck is going on there? I'm sorry YouTube. I'm trying to keep it PG-13. Let's go with that. I don't want to press it that hard because I don't see I'm breaking the color. Shoot. Should I say shoot? So here we go. Let me try maybe on the side. It's just breaking, guys. No, but I have to actually do it because I don't have all time. I want to finish at least one horn today. Give you the introduction to the channel with this piece, and then we go from there. Okay. Okay. I think I got it. So every time I do this, I gotta like clean my hands. Obviously, no with sanitizer. So I'm gonna be adding some yellowish right here. So I'm gonna be finishing today as much as I can, of course. You know, I gotta go to school tomorrow. But also, I'm gonna be using as much of the color as I can. Now, at this point, I'm not pressing too hard. I want to make sure. See, they just break. They just break. I hate that. They just break. So these colors make my life miserable for now. So now I'm gonna be. Look at this. Look at this. They just broken. Broken. Okay. Okay. Hell no. I'm gonna be. Release something such a. I'm gonna be using this one right here. Especially light coming from this side right here. Now in this piece I'm gonna be using a bunch of acrylic colors. Also I'm gonna be using a bunch of acrylic colors. Now when you're doing this kind of work like fantasy, you don't need to have, for example, I'm not using a reference, so everything is actually in my mind and I'm creating as much as I'm actually going. I don't have a reference. Just do what feels right for the piece, and what feels right. Also for the piece, we get out in some more. So right now it doesn't make it look like much. So basically, I'm doing I'm using for example, a bunch of colors. On this point, I'm actually orange PC 1918. Now I'm gonna be creating right here a stronger division. So now, see, I'm gonna be creating a stronger division. So basically, what I'm doing, I'm separating the scales already, but in a different direction. So I don't want the scales to go in the same direction. So for example, this one right here just goes right here, right? So now I'm gonna be adding some shades. Now basically what I'm doing, I'm repeating the same process for scales. As long as the scale goes, right? Because it is texture, right? But I'm not pushing too hard on the tooth of the paper, which by the way doesn't make any sense. Sometimes you need to push a lot harder. Most artists they don't push too hard, but it is what it is, right? So for example, right here, these are the colors that I used so far. I'm gonna put right here so you see it. Now with this color, I'm moving down here. This one I'm gonna be going on the middle. Then I'm gonna go on the center. Okay. I'm gonna go on the corners again. And I'm gonna be adding some extra color here. Right? Because I want to make sure. And obviously I'm going, as I mentioned, outside of the actual lines where the original color was. Why? Because it's actually cool to do it that way. You don't need to follow patterns. You remember this. You do what you like to do, and that's it. You don't. When you do an art, it's free art. You know what I mean? Like it's not supposed to be a way or the other. You're just gonna be doing your stuff, and that's it. So at this point, since it's gonna get way more darker, I'm just adding. See what I mean? I'm just adding details. But as you may see, this line right here, I need to actually make sure that it goes away. So I'm creating a space right here, right? So adding this one right here to the line. So now I'm gonna be using poppy red. So we jumping on the reds already. Now with this poppy red, as you see right here, now everything start becoming more serious, right? So again, I go over the scales. Shoot. Poppy breakdown. It's not Poppy Diddy, it's actually Poppy Red. So here we go. See? I'm just going over every single line, right? Why am I going over it? Because I want to make sure I create a division. And I mean in a good way. Remember this, never divide. Because when you divide, you conquer, right? But we're not trying to divide nothing right here. It's all about peace and love on this channel. Okay, so I'm gonna be adding some silver right here. So now that I got this right here, as you may see, you need to actually apply some shades. Slowly. Okay, slowly. Shades, right? But you don't go crazy, right? We're not on the rest yet, but we're gonna be, see what I mean? Like making sure that hard edge right here goes away. Why? Because we don't wanna. We need it, but we don't wanna, right? So we gotta start applying some force right here. Now, the reason I'm gonna be struggling right here with this one right here is because I used this purple right here to mark it down, which I think was a terrible idea. It looks like a good idea when I started, but it wasn't. So gonna be jumping on my next red, which is carmine red. I love this one right here. This one is so vivid. It looks like the other, but guys, once you separate one from the other, oh my god, it makes a huge difference. See? Now they don't need to go in the same direction. You can actually apply force. And at this point you start actually putting the actual see what I mean? Like, you start pulling the scales in a different direction. It's gonna work out. Now I'm doing this right here, but also you making sure those borders are nice. I love those borders. And I'm gonna be now pressing a little harder, but not so hard. So I start getting some kind of like some depth. I'm getting depth already with this layer, but I'm not going down crazy yet. So maybe this horn is not gonna be that light as I thought. I think the source of the light. I can actually go darker on this one here, but also now this one right here is not gonna be the first one. So I got a bunch of more right here. So we're gonna be going first with a little bit of magenta na PC930. Now this magenta is the same color as this right here, but since I'm applying it already in colors, see, it's gonna start making a difference. Now this magenta is the one that is gonna turn everything to fire. So this one is fire. As far as I know, I love this color right here. I love magenta. See, that one is actually creating the actual division of the scales. So from this point on, everything's gonna be on fire, guys. So I'm gonna be working slowly, going. Now this magenta, I ain't applying a lot into it because I don't want to use it as a serum, but I'm just giving you a little bit of depth right now with it in this section right here. Nothing crazy, right? We don't need to go crazy at this point. But now we getting on the big reds. So for example, this one, I love this one right here. This one is crimson red. This one is PC924. Now with crimson red is interesting because it's one of the most rich reds that I've ever seen on our color pencils that I had, and it does the job, guys. It does the job. How it does it, I don't know, but it does it. Now from here on, I'm gonna be actually like making sure those reds come alive. Now I don't wanna go that crazy yet, but they're gonna be going. I will remember this is actually red right here. So see, I don't know if you can notice on the camera, but it's actually like beautiful reds. This is gonna be, I'm not blending anything yet, I'm just putting shades over shades to make sure that everything's good. Now it's good to clean the excess of color and slowly apply it. Now for this one right here, we don't even need to go crazy. See what I mean? Like I did that color there because I want to add some kind of like a depth into it. Now next one is gonna be Crimson Lake PC925. I love this one also. So as you notice already, I follow strictly order because I don't want to, see what I mean? I don't want to go colors. I don't want to go over colors. Just going over colors. So everything that you saw on this piece is actually strict. I'm following a strict process that I follow always. And I'm gonna make sure. See what I mean? Like I'm following. See what I mean? Yeah, this little card right here. I love this card right here because it gives so much character to the horn. And by the way, this is a horn what I'm doing. It's coming from the forehead of the dragon. So I put that right there. So now from this point on, I'm gonna start without going crazy. See what I mean? To create some kind of like a texture. Why? Because it's a horn, so it doesn't have to be uniform. I don't want to go crazy. You see, like those dragons that you see everywhere, because they just paint like the whole face, but only one side. So this is actually a front of view. An angle. It actually should be like a 90 degree angle coming towards the camera. So yeah, at this point, this is looking pretty good. I don't want to go crazy right here, but I need to actually make sure those threads are standing up right here. Now, in order for the color to actually be deeper, and you actually get it deeper, we're gonna be going crazy. So from this point on, it's actually the dark colors. So, and you wanna see my process. So basically, see now that I have those beautiful colors right now, I'm gonna start adding on the border, only the border. See, but also this one comes right. See, it's only on the border. I'm adding definition to the scales on the horn. Now I could make the horn a different way, like this one right here, for example, with no definition. But remember, this is actually the horn right there is actually the back view of the whole process. So we don't want that, right? So we want something with a lot of definition, but also a lot of color added into it. Now, without pressing, I'm not pressing too hard. I'm putting like 30% strength. See right here. That's it. See, I'm not pressing too hard. The point is not pressing hard. It's actually creating kind of a definition. See what I mean? Like it's making the color match. Now you may ask, okay, so what you gonna do now? So I'm going down now. Remember, everything's in process. I want to review. So I'm gonna see. As I mentioned, I don't have a reference. I'm just going with the flow. So whatever the dragon asks me, I'm gonna give it to it. So I'm gonna like right here in the middle. I'm gonna make sure I get some kind of depth. Now I'm creating that with that brown. So basically, I'm gonna be using black, but not always. I love the black the Prismacolor offers. It's very rich. So, but I'm gonna be creating some kind of depth with that. Now, there's nothing special to it. But now, with this beautiful indigo blue, that's when it comes to magic, guys. Because with that, you just separate. See what I mean? Just give it. It's like you're doing black over there. You see what I mean? But you wouldn't be. Oh shit! Did it again. I did it again, guys. Let me clean that because indigo blue is pretty. Oh shit! See what I mean? I hate when that happens. Doesn't matter, but yeah, I hate when that happens. So indigo blue creates a lot of texture, also a lot of definition. See, it's like you're pressing on black. But I always like to go a few steps. You see, like I'm just going over the line. See, the line. If you go a little bit past it, it doesn't matter, guys. Remember, art is not meant to be perfect, unless you do surrealism, this is not realism, because what is realistic about a dragon? Dragons that don't exist, and if they did, we don't have any evidence about it, right? So guys, from now on I need to be really careful. So what color will I choose? So I will choose this beautiful Crimson Lake again, and I will start adding some reds. See what I mean? Reds right here, because I want to keep it red, but I don't want to keep it dark. So I want to go that dark. Remember, we lighten up on the color, so we adding some red right here. That's it. See what I mean? Like I'm being really careful when I'm applying it, because I want to leave some. I want to leave some definition, but there's still to put so much detail right here. So I'm pressing, guys. I'm pressing slowly into it, but without, so I'm like, man, that horn getting in my way now. With the dark brown, as I mentioned, I'm gonna go darker now, but being really careful. I wanna be really careful with it. I don't wanna be greedy. I don't wanna be that greedy, see? But now I'm coming back to the pinks. Why? Because the pink is gonna be the one that creates some kind of blending, which I'm gonna be loving it right now. See? That's it. The pink blend. See, but it's slowly, right? This one right here, I put also brown. It doesn't matter because I'm gonna be using that as a reference. I'm gonna be blending slowly, but not too much, because I wanna have a lot of texture in this shower here. So blending on the color is not the best thing to do. So guys, for example, I do cleaning a lot, because the thing is you need to clean the piece a lot. Now black, of course, you never do black, but usually people, with indigo blue and brown, you create a black, but I always like to reinforce it, at least on the mix section, because that definition is important. As you may see, the definition is very important. Now, this is my trick right here. Now, I'm gonna mark. I'm gonna use this Sharpie. I'm gonna clean it really well, and then I'm gonna be marking. Why? Because it just looks cool. Most people don't like it, right? See? At this point, you can go a little bit heavier on the marking. See, for example, right here, it's going all over the borders, and not too much, not too crazy, right? Right? Not too much, not too crazy. See, I actually going all over this right here, which actually gonna be going a little deeper. But if you do it, there's nothing wrong with it. Remember, this is art, and you are allowed to make a lot of mistakes. Of course, don't ruin it, but as long as you don't overdo it, you should be fine. Now, this is what I'm gonna be doing right now. I'm gonna be making sure. See, this is actually one of the first steps. I want to make sure that I actually go over the other horn that I did before. Why? Because when you pass by, all those little definitions, they go away. And you need to cover those details, right? Because remember, we're creating a big piece right here, and the big piece if we don't have it right, guys, it's not gonna become complete. So we wanna see what I mean. We wanna make sure everything is blend, but we don't wanna go crazy on it. Now I'm doing a little more blending with the yellow, orange to make that red more alive. See what I mean? But I'm not killing the vibe. I don't wanna kill the vibe. See, I'm putting some orange right here. Also, I may go over the old horn because why not? If it's too bit to make it better, why not? Right? So I can blend a little bit, but now, as I mentioned, I'm gonna go right here because I wanna leave the horn. See what I mean? Like, oh, yeah. I wanna leave it like this. See, I don't even go outside. Why? Because that color that is out there is actually gonna be enriching the other colors, right? So I made that one way more thick. Now, what I'm gonna be doing with this magenta right here, it's actually dark purple. Sorry about that. I'm gonna be putting some more depth into it without touching those lines that I just did right now. Now I'm pressing down, but I'm going in circles. See, circles like this, circles like this, circles like this. So I don't know if you notice, right? So it's a lot of circles that I'm going through. Basically, it's like adding shades or shades. It may not seem like the actual drawing is going anywhere right now because remember, this is only one section of the face of the dragon. But in the bigger picture, once everything comes together, guys, you want to see what I mean by that. So now what I'm doing, I'm creating like a little tab right here. See, tabs. Always do some tabs. I love this one. The dragon actually has some depth into it. Now, with the dark blue, I'm going to be emphasizing right here. See, right here. That's it. Just a little bit on this side. Just a little bit on this side, and just a little bit right here. Not too much, right? Don't go crazy on it. You don't wanna change the actual palette. So whatever is there, just leave it, right? Now I'm gonna be using that. So I'm gonna be doing some tone right here. Put some definition with the highlighter. I'll make do a little more right here on this one right here because it's actually in the back. But I don't want to work with the dark, so I'm just gonna work purple right here. Now, as I mentioned, I want to make sure the actual details they're visible. At the end of the piece, see what I mean? And that's how I did that whole color. Now, I could actually go and do some more here. See, but at this point, I'm not worried about details because, for example, I can do some light blue right here. And I can whip out some blue because it actually is going to be a lot of blue in this art. So I'm going to put some darker here, darker here. But now, for example, I need to actually darken the horn right here on the back. So I'm going to be working on this guy right here, which is actually one. See, I'm going lightly on it. Let me move this right here. I'm going to go lightly on it here. I'm not gonna press too hard. I could go with orange or that, but see what I mean? Like, there's no point of going that because we all know, for example, these guys right here, they're really dark. But one, you know what? I'm gonna allow the horn, these two right here, to show me where they wanna go, right? I'm just giving them freedom right now. It's like I'm giving them freedom. If they wanna go that way, I go that way, right? Always go darker, right? Purple is gonna be good darker, right? But even so that it looks good, I don't like it yet. I'm gonna be now putting some pink, but I'm just like blending at this point right now to see what the shades takes me. Yeah. By the way, I'm working on the music. What kind of music I want to be playing? Because you don't want to see me or hear me. See? You know what it tells, right? Yeah, all those details pop, and this is the only way to do it. Why? Because once you actually use the colors a lot, you do reinforce those details. Because sometimes you go over the lines, and I came to find out that going over the lines is good, but I rather always make sure those details are crisp. You know what I mean? Yeah. See, I want to make sure those details are really nice. So with this, I could use red, but I'm gonna go with this purple right now. For some reason, I'm liking it, and I'm just gonna go with it. I like that flow right there. Now, I want to use some red with the purple right now. This is gonna bring me back to the actual shades, but I'm just mixing at this point without settling, without. So I'm gonna create it. See what I mean? I'm not pushing too hard. I ain't pushing too hard at all. It looks like I'm pushing hard, but it's not pushing hard. Just I want the paper, see what I mean, to take the shape of the horn. I like the paper to actually dictate the shape. See what I mean? It sounds weird, but it is what it is. So that paper is gonna tell me where the horn is gonna go. And by the way, this looks amazing right here. I wish you could see it, guys. See? I just accentuated some details right now. For example, right here. Once you do this, and now you're gonna see it. And now you're gonna see it. Wow. So it's a bunch of colors right now. So I'm just gonna want my orange right here. Why? Because I wanna make sure the definition between this layer color are gonna be actually no white, it's actually orange, right? Because the yellow is gonna be beautiful, right? As I did I like it. I'm gonna do some pass right here to make sure I add an extra bump right there, what I did. Guys, if you go over the line and the line doesn't look straight, it doesn't matter. Remember, this is not have to be perfect. It just has to be. So at this point, I'm just gonna add some more browns right here because I think it needs more brown. Right, the texture. See, right here, it needs more. Then it was gonna need some more right here. Then a little more right here. Basically, what I'm doing, I'm creating like holes on the horn. So it's supposed to happen like that. It's not even. Remember, this is a horn. So but always lead the horn from far away. You don't want to make that much difference, right? So you want to make it look nice, but remember this is actually far away the picture, so you don't want to go over the board and put more than you want to put right there. So now I'm gonna be creating some on the back. Remember this is actually the ones on the back. So I'm gonna be doing some right here, right there, and some blue, dark blue, but slowly. See what I mean? I'm not pushing too hard. There's no need to push hard. Only yeah, that's it. I may add some more details, but I need to get that yellow. So see, I'm adding that yellow right now. But also now I'm kind of like blending that to see what it takes me. You know, like this is a fair one try, guys. You don't have to stay with one result if you don't like it. Just go over it again. That's actually the beauty of colored pencils mixed with different media, as I'm doing right now. You can see what I mean, like add a lot of depth into it. I will add some more blue right here. Just a little details right here. So no. Guys, from now on you wanna be with me in this journey. Hopefully by the end of this piece I got a lot of people interested in art and a lot of people appreciating what I like to do over myself. Now, I started this because I used to draw when I was a kid, but I never did it professionally. I don't think I'm professional. If I'm being honest, I don't think I'm professional. What I think is I'm really see what I mean? What I think I am is actually a guy that likes to see life in a different way, right? Also, I love to see when things comes together, when ideas form and come together. Now I'm gonna be adding more red right here. See? Yeah. I'm gonna be doing some on this side and this bluish right here. Make sure you remember this. Blue is good, red is better. At least for this piece right here. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't know how much I have recorded, so I've been drawing 43 minutes. So 43 minutes. So guys, for example, like right here, I'm gonna repeat the same process. So put this color right here. Now this piece right here, I'm gonna make it a little darker and make it go light right here. Why? Because this is actually where the light is hitting. So dark right here, dark right here, and obviously darker on the back where the wing of the other dragon is coming from, right? Make it darker like that. Beautiful, beautiful. Now I'm gonna be putting, make sure that I'm marking the scale. Now tomorrow or in the next video, I draw every day, by the way. a good thing I started recording. In the next video, I'm gonna be working on this section right here. I wanna see if I can finish this much because I need to advance. Now, I'm gonna put the colors aside for now. And I'm gonna put it to this table right here, which you cannot see. I'm putting the color. And I'm gonna show you exactly what we're working on right here. This piece, so you understand exactly where I'm coming from, what I'm using these colors, and what I'm choosing the colors. So I'm gonna be cleaning the piece. You know, this white paper is always. So I was mentioned, guys. So basically, this actually a close up really well. Got the face, how everything. So basically, it's a travel another common Milky Way, all its glory. Yep. I love those colors. I love those. I put a bunch of stars like blue, yellow, red, because I feel like a nebula kind of look is gonna be nice. Another story right here, and it's gonna be also a lot of foreground coming that way. It's gonna be this is just gonna be majestic right here. I wanna make sure I point that out. As you can see, it's gonna be a bunch of skulls, flowers, foreground, more skulls, more shit. It's gonna be a bunch of epic trees right here. Oh yeah, trees. More skulls. I'm coming all the way up to that guy right there. So hopefully you guys like it. The paper that I'm working on, let me see, it's 200 grams. The brand I will tell you next video because I will not actually like go around and turn this paper right now. I will tell you next video. But yeah, this is actually nice. The pencils that I'm using are Prismacolors Premier. Yep, and I'm also using for the stars a little bit of acrylic. Believe it or not, I'm actually using those because I think they look way more color. See what I mean? They're actually way more color. But I'm gonna be using some kind of mixed media right here to finish this project. So guys, hopefully you like it. Next time I hope to do up to here, and then once I finish that, maybe finish these guys right here on the moon, work everything right here. I'm finished all the foreground right here. So hopefully you guys like it. Please subscribe. Give the thumbs up, whatever people ask. Thumbs up, yep. Yep. This is gonna be a huge project. Let me go back a little bit more so you guys see. Yep. Big project. Hopefully you guys love it as I'm loving it actually. Yeah, here we go. See you in the next video, guys.